Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Modesty. Well, today is Sunday, and I'm hoping I'm correct in that because I shuffle my videos around, and I'm hoping that I get this up on a Sunday. But anyway, happy Sunday, I hope. And today what I'm going to do is something different. I am going to shave my face using a traditional men's razor. Yeah, and I know this is one of those crazy things that I came up with, but I was talking to my dermatologist, and I was asking him because I do derma-plane using the single razor, and I do go ahead and remove unwanted hairs, and that also exfoliates. And he said, well, there's nothing wrong with that. And I said, the only problem is it feels like my skin gets really dry afterwards, but it removes the hair beautifully. And he said, well, why don't you just go ahead and use a traditional, good safety men's razor? I'm like, okay, what difference would that make? He said, well, because the single razor actually exfoliates deeper and gets closer to the skin, where you have the 3 to 5 razor, the layer razor, the menus, you don't get that exfoliation that you normally would with a single blade. He says it's much easier. And that really made sense because I did have a request, eons ago. Nisi, you asked me, how do I dermaplane? It's really hard for me to show you. The reason why I haven't done that video is because I have tried, and I have to be able to get into an angle like here. I have all this, and I can't just get my hands in an angle, and it is a straight razor, so I have to make sure that it's in a right angle so I don't hurt myself, right? And so how can I go ahead and serve the same purpose? And I couldn't think of anything until I had this conversation. And he said, yeah, go ahead and try it. He says, it's not going to hurt. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to look like a dummy on video. He says, no, just give it a try. Because a lot of people out there that are intimidated by those type of straight dermaplaning razors. But this works as just as good, and it will serve your purpose because it won't go as deep and it won't dry or exfoliate too much. So I said, okay, I'm going to give it a try, and I will go ahead and record it. And he says, that's a video I want to see. And so, yeah. We'll see. But before we do that, let's go jump into our affirmation cards. And today I am going to go ahead and do the trusty old affirmation card. And the other ones are kind of like quotes / affirmations, right? But food for thought type of cards. So these are actually affirmation for cards, and it's written that way. So today it looks like I put the card down. I put a cup down on my card and made a ring. Look. Okay. So what does it say? It says, my home is full of love and kindness. My home is full of love and kindness. And you know what? It must be. It has to be, guys. This is your place of safety. This is your place where you come when you feel beat up on the outside, right? And so you have to have a home that's full of love and kindness. And if it's not that way, you need to work towards it. And, when I work remote, but still, I come up here to the 3rd floor where my office is, and I do Zooms, and I work, and I do all these things. And sometimes I feel beat up. And, at the end of the day, I leave the 3rd floor because the 3rd floor is just offices, my husband and mine. And so once I leave the floor, I leave work, and then it becomes my home. And this is why it's so important for me to have that, home work separation during remote work. And now I do have that structurally. Structurally, I have that. But I still have to create a loving home. And, I thank God every day. I do. I thank God every day, at least twice a day, for the beautiful home I have, the beautiful husband that I have, and the beautiful life that he has given me. But it didn't come without work, okay? It did require work for me to establish it this way. Nobody's perfect. No relationship is perfect. But you have to be able to work through it. And I think this is a reason why this card is so important, because if you're in a home where you feel like you're not loved, that you're ignored, and that you're not there for any other purpose than maybe cleaning, cooking, or whatever the reason may be, or working, and you need to make changes. Because this is where your home is, where your heart is, right? Is what they say. And also home is where you hang your hat. So you need to create that. And if you don't have that, it takes away from your self-care, okay? Think of that as your self-care. And how do you go about it? One step at a time, guys. Sometimes big decisions have to be made. I've had to do that in the past, right? I had to make big decisions. And I had to make changes because I wasn't happy. And, you'd be surprised you know, when you think you're not happy, you think everybody else around you is happy. Probably not. So it takes a lot of communication and talking things through and trying to work around things and doing the best you can to develop that environment, that atmosphere where your home is full of love and kindness. And as I said, you know, I thank God for that I do have those things, but it didn't come without work, guys. It didn't just like drop on my lap and say, I'm going to give you a great husband, I'm going to give you a great job, I'm going to give you a great home. No, it's everything that I worked for very hard, okay? And so keep that in mind. So I wanted to go ahead and get that done before I switch over to my comedy. So, are you guys ready? Here's the comedy. Okay, here we go. Yeah, crazy me. I'm going to try this. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to shave my face using a Gillette Pro Glide. It's not sponsored, guys. The reason why I'm using this is because I got this for cheap at Costco. Yeah, and then the reason why I'm trying this is because I was talking to my dermatologist, and then I was saying that it's getting a little irritated sometimes when I use the single bladed razor that I use to go ahead and, you know, kind of exfoliate and kind of like derma-plane. And he says, well, why don't you just use a regular razor? I'm like, I'm not going to use a daisy on my face. I'll cut myself all over. He says, no. He says, just get a good men's razor and just use that. I said, well, it works. He says, well, millions of men shave in the morning with it, so I guess it works. And so I said, okay, let me give it a try. And he says also, it won't, the only difference that he told me would be is that it won't exfoliate as deeply, and this will exfoliate lightly. And my goal isn't to really exfoliate, guys, and to remove unwanted hair that prevents me from getting my makeup on nicely and smoothly, and also help to absorb the my products a little better, so that way there's no hair standing there and, you know, like deflecting my products. And I know it's not a big deal, but it does make a difference, okay? And so I did decide, okay, I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna record this, and people are gonna be like, oh my God, here she goes, like crazy. Okay, but you know, it's like, you guys ever seen that commercial where they're eating live cereal and nobody wants to try it because it just looks like boxes of cardboard, and they say, let's get Mikey. Mikey, you'll eat anything. Okay, here I am, Mikey. So anyway, so yeah. So today I'm going to use this thing along with, I got a shaving cream for sensitive skin. And this is, I remember, the reason why did I pick this? Because this was what my dad used to use. Barbasol. I think this is really old, but you know, I've never used it myself. But I figure if all fails, I can always convert all these to shave my legs with it. Right? So anyway, here we go. And what I also have with me is my washcloth, so that way I can kind of wash this all off, not going anywhere. And my replenishing toner, because this is kind of like, I'm using that like an aftershave, right? Men, you ever see they shave it and they tap this thing on? I think it's a toner. I don't know. But I'm not putting no aftershave on there because it looks like it burns and it's got alcohol. So let's go ahead and get into this. And usually Costco stuff is really hard to get into, but surprise, surprise, I'm having a good day. It is like 6 a.m. right now here. And, ooh, yeah, look, it opened up really nice. Usually you have to fight with it and, you know, all that. Is that a real razor? Yeah, okay, that's a real razor, because sometimes you know how they have those fake razors that just to, you know. So, yeah, it's Colourpop Fusion. Okay, let me put that down. Sorry about that. And it looks like that, you see? And it's supposed to have some pivoting head. Does it make a difference? I don't know. I've never shaved my face with these. So let's see. How does this happen? I think, does it slide off? It looks like it may just pop off. Okay. All right, guys. Ah, it slides off. See? Bull in the china shop. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of moisten my face first a little bit using my washcloth. And so, and only challenge is, the reason why I haven't shown you how to derma-plane, and I know a couple of you, especially Nisi, eons ago, you asked me. I would be interested in seeing that. It's really hard to do, to get the angle when I have to wear type things like this and scarves, and because I have to get it on an angle, and these things are in a way, and it just doesn't work very well. So I figured, though, you can be, you know, included in my craziness today. So, okay, you know, it's funny because I'm alone in the house right now. My husband is at the mosque praying, and so I said, EK, this is my opportunity, because if he sees me doing this, he's going to be like, oh God, here she goes again. What is she doing now? It's never boring with me though. Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to get the water warm and wash out all the lint that might be on here. I don't know why they're being lint because they just came out of the dryer. But yeah, I want to rinse out my cloth really good. Okay. And I'm just going to put it aside after. I just kind of like moisten all over. Just get a little moisture. That's all I'm doing. And then I'll put it aside so that way I can use it afterwards. And I know you shake these because I saw my dad do it for many, many years. I used to love to watch my dad shake. So I'm going to see if I can channel my inner dad. Okay, do these have caps? Yeah, they do. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit. Ooh. Okay, here we go. And by the way, guys, you're like, oh my gosh, she's going to shave her face. Well, I've been derma-planing and shaving my face for a long time. And I know there are some myths out there that says your hair will grow back thicker. It really doesn't, guys. What it does do, though, is when you shave off the tips of the fine growth, it actually blunts the tip. So once it grows back, it just gives the appearance of being thicker and the feeling of being thicker, but it's really not thicker. And the studies have shown that over and over and over. And I know a lot of people like to, you know, I like to shave this part, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that because I may have to take my derma-planer razor, which is just a regular straight razor. Ooh, I didn't do a good job. Okay, here we go. I have to make sure I get that part because that's where my hair grows. Okay. And now, I know my dad used to kind of like, well, but he had really thick hair though. He used to like put a towel on his face, you know, a hot towel on his face, a couple of minutes, and then he would shave, or he would wait until he gets out of the shower and shave to soften his hair. I don't have that problem, okay? And so, because my hair is pretty fine, but I noticed that when I put on my makeup and I'm in front of a 10 times mirror, it's like, yeah, it's not going on good. Okay, now I'm gonna wet the razor, just like he used to do. I don't know why. The last time I saw my father shave was probably 30 years ago, so things have changed, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna, you know, I figure, why fix it if it's not broke? Okay, here we go. He used to start here. Okay. Oh, that's easy. Okay. Huh, okay. Is there any hair coming off? I don't know, because my hair is not that dark to be able to see. And he should tap it on the sink, just like that. Okay, let's see. And this is the important part. Okay. It feels smoother already. I gotta be really careful here because I don't want to shave off my eyebrows. Okay. Let's not waste water. That was bad. Okay. Ah, that was my lip. I didn't cut it though. Let's see if I can get in there real easy, like, oh, I think I got it. Okay, let's do that part first, because that's hard. Okay, there we go. Now, but it gets gummed up with, you know one thing I noticed? It gets gummed up with the maybe I put too much shaving cream? I don't know. Okay. It's really hard to shave in in the angle that I would normally shave with the derma-planer because I go against the hair. And I remember my dad going like this. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna shave my nose though because I don't really have any hair on my nose. But I do want to get a little bit there. Not bad. Only thing I have, why did I put it all over my nose? I don't know, because I didn't have any intentions of shaving my nose. Okay, now let's see. Ooh, it feels really smooth. I wish I had one of those micro cameras. Again, I'm on my iPhone too, so it's not like I can zoom you in that close. So here we go. Actually, that was so much easier than doing the single blade. Wow. My skin feels really, really soft. Look, I got all the hair too. There's a mirror there, that's why I'm looking over there. Okay, now that I have it wet, I'm gonna rinse it one more time because I wanna get all of the residue off. Yeah, not bad, actually. Ooh, good, my products are gonna absorb now. Man, I hope that doesn't burn now that it's... I don't wanna rub it too much because this is actually the makeup remover. So I don't wanna, I just wanna pat it at this point. Okay, now, my toner, which I'm sure doubles as a aftershave. Here we go. Is it gonna burn? No, not even a little bit. Interesting. You know what? This is so much easier. Maybe this is what I'll do, but you know what? I only need to do this like every 6 weeks. Like I said, my hair doesn't grow back that thick. And again, guys, I know there's people out there that say, well, I tried it and my hair grew back thick. It's not that. If you can microscopically, oh my God, it is 6 a.m. No coffee yet. Microscopically look at the shafts of hair underneath. It's the same density, okay, and the diameter. What makes it look like it's really thicker is the fact that when you first, this is a good example, you see how my nails come to a taper? You know how they come thin? So when it's coming out, it looks wispy. But when you blunt that, and when you cut it, and it's blunt, and so it's coming in looking like this, you see? No more of the thin wispiness, but comes in a blunt form because you shaved off the, you know, the wispiness of it. But I also noticed that about week 3 or so, and then it just somehow that the hairs wear down or something. I don't know what happens, but then it doesn't look any thicker. So it does not make your hair grow thicker. But there are people out there that says they've done it, they've tried it, they know for themselves. Well, you know what? It's up to you guys. You guys, I mean, I'm not telling you to do this, believe me. It's just the people who ask me, you know, how do I derma-plane? So I just thought I'll try this something else that I kind of talked to my dermatologist about. And I mean, I left there, both of us laughing, but you know, he says, that's a video I want to see. And I'm like, okay, I'll send you a link. So anyways, it did work. It actually worked a lot easier than doing the derma-plane. And also you got to remember, the derma-plane razor that I use is not a safety razor. It is a straight razor. So you do have you do have a chance of cutting yourself, unlike with the safety razor. And if you're not good with the angles, or if you're not good with using that kind of a single blade razor, be very, very careful, because I have, when I began, cut myself. And it didn't tickle. Those razors are super sharp and they hurt. And so, you know, I did recover. It was small nick, but it was down here. When I couldn't get the angle, I kind of cut myself like right down here. And this is a tricky part when you do that, is right here, and also here and here, because you have to try to get an angle to that razor, okay? And if you stand it up at all, you're gonna go ahead and nick yourself. So yeah, but I mean, if you're interested in trying, try it like this. If you're not handy with the straight razor, okay? All right, so my beautiful wildflowers, back to the exit. Okay, welcome back. What did you think about that? Crazy, right? But guess what? It feels so much nicer. And you know, like I said, I do the derma-planing in the past, and I've used that, but I did feel like the skin was a little bit drier afterwards. And you know, it does, I can feel the difference when I dermaplane it. It's almost like unfiled nails, if you know what I mean. You know, it's that feeling, especially here and here, and I'm not getting that right now. So I think this will work. And the true testament will be once I do put on makeup, and I can tell that the product will absorb more. And so that's the whole key to this, is the fact that it's not just to remove unwanted hair, because you really can't see my hair. It's so fine. It really is. But the reason why I want to remove it is, number one, I want to have a smooth canvas for when I put on my makeup and when I put on foundation, because when I use a 10 times mirror, so I can see when I'm patting on my foundation that there's like little hairs there, like, and then I spend a little more time in that spot. And so by removing the unwanted hairs, you have smoother canvas. And the other point is that, which is probably more important than, you know, the makeup piece of it, is that it allows my product to absorb more, because there isn't that hair just standing there, you know, kind of deflecting some of the product. And so that's the reason why I like to do this. I mean, it's not for everybody. I get it. If you don't want to do that, don't do it. Don't do it just because I'm doing it. Please don't. But if you are already using a derma-planer, or you're using a straight razor to shave around your unwanted hairs, I mean, give this a try. It works. And it was easy, guys. It was easy. I wasn't like fearing myself that I'm going to cut myself in the throat. So yeah, so it did work out. So I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, a little kooky, a little crazy, and it's, yeah, it's a little different. But okay, I'm different. But okay, my beautiful wildflowers, if you found any value, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like these kooky types of videos, please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button, hit the bell, and select all. So that way you know every time I upload a new video. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, I want you to have a good day, a good night, good week, a good weekend, whenever you're watching this, and it does not matter. But what does matter is, remember, in a field of roses, be a wildflower and never sweat the small stuff. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.